Welcome to Instant Discussions.
Let's take off our pants.
Nope, let's not. Today
My name is the winner of Steffan Wins.
Yes, you are. My name
is the winner of Steffan Wins also.
No, your name is Tony. My name is John.
Oh.
And today we're going to talk about Exit Through the Gift Shop.
Yeah.
This one is
That
one...
documentary about art and shit.
Documentary about street art.
Street art's rise to fame.
Or was it
A film by Banksy.
a Banksy film?
A Banksy film.
So why'd you
The
choose this?
elusive, mysterious Banksy.
Yeah,
I've
why'd you
been
choose
wanting to choose this one for a long time, and it's one of those. I've always got this list of movies to choose, and it was always on there. It's always one that I wanted to, or I'd find something else to pick.
Yeah.
And finally, I just decided we have to do this one. We have to talk about this one because it's worth talking about.
Was it just like on your list for a long time?
Yeah, but I've seen it. I watched the film multiple times. This is my third watch through of it.
Okay.
At least. And because it's one that I want to show to other people and show them this thing.
I concur.
Yeah, you had seen this one before?
I think I'd have also seen it twice before.
Okay, Steffan.
Long time
Nope.
ago.
You had not seen it.
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
Well, so the movie is it starts out. It was set out to be a film about street art
Yes.
done by Greta, Terry Greta, and but then Banksy, once he started talking to Banksy turned it around and made it about Terry Greta. So it's one of those. It's similar to one of my favorite documentaries, or probably my favorite, King of Kong, which started out as a documentary about arcade games, and then found these two characters and made another documentary about those two characters because they were so fascinated by them. They didn't set out to make it about them. And this is that same sort of thing where it starts out one way and then in the making of it becomes a different story.
Yeah.
See, for me, I think that is exactly what Banksy wanted. I think that all this was, he perfectly orchestrated everything that happened. And I think he wanted it to start off as, here's a documentary about street art, which is awesome anyway. I think he wanted that part kind of to get you, to pull you in, and then did this whole thing about how, like, basically art ends up being just bullshit and there's so much bullshit out there.
Oh yeah, no, I think he edited the film very well to show that point, but
I don't even think he edited it. I think from the very beginning. No. After, when he found out what a douchebag that Terry guy was,
yeah,
I think that he knew exactly what was going to happen and pushed him to want to become an artist himself and to make all this bullshit art.
I think that could be possible, but I think part of it is that he lucked into.
So you say Terry is a Banksy?
No, I'm saying
No.
Terry's the douchebag.
No. I mean that he's a Banksy piece.
Oh yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I think he could easily be, but I think that Banksy got extremely lucky by having Terry fall into his life.
Yeah,
Because he's shot all this footage, he's got all this stuff, and he is such an interesting character. So I think the character would have been interesting of Terry, but he wouldn't have gotten known. And Banksy made him known and made him into this art piece.
This
Yeah.
douchebag.
Yeah, that's interesting.
because you see, at the end you see him like they're like acting like they're complaining, but he helps hire people. He gets his buddies to help out. They're constantly pushing him at the end to put this shit together that they know is bullshit. That he's basically just copying and making just stereotypical art that all these people just fall in love with.
Yeah.
So I fucking love this movie. I thought it was genius. Documentary.
It's interesting too. The art piece kind of comes full circle in the end. It got nominated for the Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature. So everyone was speculating before it came out, like, if they win, who accepts the award? Because Banksy doesn't show his face.
Oh yeah.
So Banksy couldn't accept the award. But I think everyone then assuming that Terry would accept it. I think he was at the award ceremony. So.
And it's, going back to what we were saying, it's so funny that because you start off with Terry and he just seems kind of like an interesting guy, and I was kind of excited to see where he goes. And then little by little with the editing, you just see all this stupid shit that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Like shit that does not even make sense. Like, everybody sees me as this rabbit and I'm a turtle. Or like, I was like, God damn.
As soon as he becomes an artist, it's the worst.
It's like, you wait till the end of life, you see whether I'm a rabbit or I'm a turtle.
There's already a weird guy, but the pretension that comes with it being the greatest artist ever.
but then it's like
then-
validated at the end. God damn
And
it.
that was one of the funniest things. Was in the movie, was like, then disaster struck, and he like falls off the ladder, and I'm just like, this is fucking ridiculous.
So what did you think of the movie the first time watching through here?
I was fucking like the first part of it, like I was so bored.
See,
didn't
I
like
used to
Colin
be into like graffiti and that type of thing, and so like the whole time I'm watching, I really enjoyed the art. You know,
I was interested because it was definitely there were pieces that I've seen around town.
Yeah.
oh, like the Obey. I remember when I was
Well, yeah, the Obey stuff, like that stuff's everywhere. Even the Space Invaders, I've
Yeah,
seen some of
I've
those
seen Space
around.
Invaders somewhere.
There's the tall walking guy with the winky eye. I've seen that one around there.
But I remember seeing those Obey guys around before they got popular, and I was like, "The fuck is this stupid thing?" And then when I first watched this, I was like, "Holy shit!"
yeah, Shepard
Okay.
Fairey, he's the biggest public face who actually shows his face after doing the Obama
Yeah,
thing. Like he was already famous for Obey, but I think his face got more known after he did the Obama one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then he got. I believe he started getting more legitimate work.
Yeah, got more legitimate work with that. Although he got sued for the Obama one because he used a photo that was owned by the AP
Yeah.
News. Yeah, ridiculous.
Whatever.
It's just
Stupid.
Yeah, because it's art on top of that. But it's so yeah, it wasn't as interesting in the beginning part. It's you have to kind of already be interested in street art, I guess.
Yeah.
To be interested in that first part. So when did it pick up for you?
It picked up. Oh, it was in the middle of the film, somewhere in the middle of the film. I can't remember exactly what the point it was. I think it was when Banksy started getting involved in it.
Yeah,
Was when it started getting interesting for me.
yeah. He's got some really interesting art pieces too.
Oh yeah.
Like I like
Because
the telephone.
I think a reason that it got interesting for me is because now it's this fucking douchebag of a guy that's recording everything. That why the fuck should Banksy trust him? And
yeah.
yeah, and it's just that conflict there like made me a little more interested in it, and then it kept going and taking off from there. And then the whole Disneyland thing happened, and that was like
I love the Disneyland part.
that is like holy shit.
That's probably my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
And every time I go to Big Thunder Mountain and see that area and look at that and
I know what happens when they just shut down the ride light. Like I would think they would just stop it.
Hearing the voice over that.
Yeah, that would be scary. That would be scary though, right?
Yeah.
Like what
It
the fuck?
happens.
Oh, shit.
It happens sometimes.
does
Coasters
it?
not so
It's-
much, but they do have the safe stop points on there. But it's like in Disney's mind on this because one, it's it's art and expression. It
Yeah.
is on a private place, but the main concern of Disney is they don't know how far they're going to be taken. They know that they've crossed these barriers. They're doing this illegal stuff, and how are they going to hurt people? Are they going to do something more?
Yeah.
There could have been a dirty bomb in there for all they
Yeah,
know.
so
Yeah,
their
it's an
concern is
unknown.
definitely with the safety. But I loved like seeing plainclothes security and all that stuff start coming out of the walls, and it's once they mobilize on that.
It's like I don't have any photos. Look.
Look, you look through it. I don't know.
Delete all. I got nothing to do. Like holy shit.
Yeah,
Oh my god, that was funny.
amazing that Banksy got away from that too.
Yeah.
That guy's so slick. He's been in the dark for like ever.
I
Nobody
know.
catches him. He's fucking awesome.
But then there's also the rumors out there that there's multiple Banksys.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, originally they had just like the one Banksy, and then people say that's like a few people doing all that stuff.
it's got to be like Hydra now. So
Yeah.
take him down.
Yeah.
2 more Banksys will take my place.
It's like the Guy Fawkes mask.
Yeah, exactly.
Multiple Banksies.
So yeah, I think once it started to change gears, once I started thinking, and I enjoyed the whole thing, but once I started thinking, maybe he's insane. He has these boxes and boxes of video that he never intends on watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way
actually-
he explained it, like, I wanted to capture it, and that's the most important part. And you're like, that's weird.
I actually, I actually thought that whole thing was very interesting, and that got me a lot of thinking because my father is like paranoid about that as well,
Oh, really?
and that's why he loves buying cameras for people, and like buying me cameras and stuff. Whereas I'm just, I don't know, and I always found that, I mean, you can't capture the moment the way that it happened. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Period. You cannot. Life
No.
is fleeting. I mean, in the moment, like it won't be the same rewatching it. Like, period. You know, and so I just it's just so bizarre to like even want to capture that.
Well,
for me.
serial killers.
So many people do it though with like taking
Serial killers.
Yeah, but even aside from serial killers,
Oh. Or if you videotape you having sex and you could watch it over and over and masturbate.
yeah, it's not gonna be the same.
Well, yeah,
A
it
little
won't be the
bit.
same.
it's it's so many people
Her
take
mouth
tons
is
of
not
photos.
around your cock, though.
So many people
Close
take
your
so many
eyes.
photos all the time, and like
Asians.
when I see people taking hundreds and hundreds of photos,
Asians.
and it's like you're not gonna have time to look at all of these things afterwards.
Did you hear that, Asians? Please stop with the pictures. Thank you.
And this movie's rated R, right? Don't worry about it.
I don't know what it's
Kids
rated.
version. I know they said fuck once in Italy, so just making sure I don't have to have a censored version.
So
of this.
did you guys have any any favorite pieces? For some reason, I really liked the fake money, but then he explains that he
I love that
he couldn't
moment.
use
yeah.
it.
But it's great because he's responsible.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I liked it. I was like,
Yeah.
And then he thought about it and he said, "Oh, can be really bad."
This stuff's too because he was testing it and saw that he could actually spend it. He's
Yeah.
like, all right, no, this is dangerous. I got to destroy this stuff. Yeah,
I really liked the whole
that actually
when he
came
talked about the
too,
money.
In film sets. Why it's the fake money got so tight now because they used to make fake money for movies.
Yeah.
and it was too real. So they have to be very careful with that in film. And you're either using actual dollar bills or using something that's just like a red piece of paper or some blank thing that just can't ever possibly look anything like money.
It's like money with Obama on it, flipping off, saying, "Fuck you, audience,"
because it's the same like what he did. Like it doesn't. It's,
What an asshole.
It's too similar.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I that's something that stuck out to me. Like, yeah, like how you're saying he's responsible about it, even though he's putting graffiti and shit all over like public places. But
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the shame too. Is I really like the art that these people are doing.
Yeah.
That a lot of them are doing at least, and it's crazy that like the Banksy stuff. Once it's got that name behind it, that the art collectors start collecting it up, charging tons of money.
oh
for
my
it and
god,
wanting
something
the
that
Banksy
annoyed the
things.
shit out of me was what's his name, Terry.
Yeah.
When he just at the very end he's being such a douchebag and he's like, "Hey, put my name at 18,000. Put a little splash at 12,000." I was like, "You fucking douche."
Yeah.
But then he said he got like $1 million.
Yep.
But it's also the part that's a shame on it that it is vandalism.
Yeah.
Like you're vandalizing someone's property. So that's not cool. But it's also a lot of times like the expression, the protest. There's a lot of messages that go behind it. Some of it's just blanket vandalism or marking territory for gangs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I love the art. That's the
Like the Disneyland.
Expression
He did that for a
yes.
reason. Yeah.
yeah. So those things they're good, but they're still.
So you said you liked the telephone booth. Did you like any of the art, like in particular? Anything stick out?
I mostly love the scale of the telephone booth and that it's like someone murdered
Yeah.
this telephone
Yeah.
booth in life. It's just.
I think the telephone booth might be my favorite.
Yeah.
With the
it's
pickaxe in there, I was like,
Yeah.
that's so weird. It's awesome.
So I was also reading on the Wikipedia article that there's still debate of whether this is a true documentary or a mockumentary. Some people,
I think it's
that
like
there's
half
something
and half.
between it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's kind of the thing. I think maybe the first part is documentary, what Terry was doing, but then in making him into the artist, I think you brought the really good point. Now that the more I'm thinking about it, the way that Banksy's art has become a commodity and become some of the most valuable art in the world today.
Yeah.
I think that he could be using Terry to show that it's ridiculous that you're just because it's got Banksy's name on it or just because it's said that Banksy did it, it's charged a bunch of money. So building Terry up to that thing, and as he was saying, like, put my name on it, it's worth a ton of money. Like,
Yeah.
it's that thing of like he's just making fun of that. So,
That's what oh god, he was just such a
but then
douche
how
at
much
the
is
end.
Terry in on it too?
Well, that's the thing. When you look at everything at the beginning, it's all Terry filming, and then
Yeah.
at the end, it's somebody filming Terry.
Yeah.
And it's a Banksy film. I'm assuming that he saw what was going on. He's like, we're going to jump on this, and I'm going to make a semi-statement. Oh, God, so good.
What did you think about Terry's edit of the movie?
His end?
His edit.
Oh, my
when they
God,
showed-
that was the worst piece of shit. That was
You mean
worse than...
life remote control or whatever?
Yes.
it is?
yeah. That was worse than Snowpiercer. That was so fucking awful.
That's some awful.
It was like unwatchable. It's seriously like
It's pretty
unless you
avant-garde.
were even if you were on a drug, you wouldn't want to watch that.
Unwatchables.
I think it's the only way that works. It's one of those kind of video installations in an art gallery.
Yeah. You watch it for like...
It's on in the background. You're like, all right.
Yeah.
Or you got a party going on and there's just a thing going on there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just like clips of like it's like Clockwork Orange.
Yeah,
it's
like not intended to be watched as a film.
It's
but
just there.
Just there. Just
Yeah.
there on the
So
wall.
fucking
It's the
horrible.
only way it could work.
And that really showed me what Terry, like, he thought he was just being artsy. But
Yeah.
It was just shit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff that he ended up making, but he was just copying everybody else.
Totally. Like it's Andy Warhol. Everything. Some Banksy on that and the Shepard Fairey. Like when he first started out with the street art, he's like, I just started going to all the places that Shepard Fairey went to and started repeating the Obey stuff. It's just.
And then he couldn't stencil, so he just made stickers that were see-through. They're transparent.
We even had someone else draw it. Said I took a picture of myself with the camera, had someone draw it, printed it up.
Oh god, that guy's.
Like,
But he got $1 million. Fucking asshole. See that, and that's I think the feeling he wants us to get. Like the fucking douchebag got $1 million off of it.
yeah.
Banksy's a genius. I love it. I
But
really
it's
do.
society's fault for putting that, giving them that money and pricing their art at that value.
And even his name is just so stupid. Mr. Brainwash. Everybody else had cool names. Mr. Brainwash.
Man, now I'm still wondering if he's real or not. Because, like, I think he's all a Banksy art piece.
Oh god.
He is a Banksy art piece.
He's got to be.
Sell
gotta
him.
be fake.
Yeah.
Have him on the wall somewhere.
So
Banksy
I'm
signs
thinking
is
now. I have
fucking-
no idea what I would score this. It's definitely between a 4 and a 5. It was so good though.
I give it a 4. It's there's so much stuff I love about this, and I don't think that there's going to be a better documentary about street art that can be made. It's got so well, and now that I more have got that thought of it, how much Banksy is trolling us.
Yeah, that's an awesome troll.
It's weird that on Netflix, did you see the two, like, how it lists credits people on there? Like, so the director is Banksy, but the two stars of it are Reese Ifans, which makes sense because he's the narrator,
I saw that and I was super stoked when I saw that.
and Jay Leno.
Yeah.
And
that's
Jay
what
Leno?
I thought was really
He was in there
weird,
for
yeah.
like
He's credited. He's like second build on this thing.
he was there for
It should be
3 seconds?
It should be Terry Greta, Banksy. Like that should be the top build.
Was Jay Leno really?
He's on Netflix on Instant Watch. Like when you click on
He
it.
was only on there for 3 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he like hits his nose.
It only lists two. Like when it lists two. Like if you click the expanded view, it'll list all the people, but on two. I was like, that's horribly misleading.
Wow.
I thought it was pretty funny because I was just like, oh, he's purposely not listening Terry. Ha ha ha. Fuck you, Terry.
Well, because someone's playing Terry.
Yeah.
Maybe Terry is Banksy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I have to give it a 4, but fuck. It was so good. It was so different. It was just, it was amazing.
Yeah.
It actually makes me want to do street art.
Yeah.
I went down and wrote a bunch of shit down that I want to do now. I literally did.
I was quite upset when it didn't win the
didn't it?
Oscar. No, and it. But it's not the kind of film that usually wins those Oscars. They gotta be something more political and or something. But
Coney 2012. Woo.
I feel like I've gotten so cynical, you guys.
yeah, no, we've seen it.
Yeah, like lately, all my ratings have been really low.
This is one of my picks. So if you want to keep consistent, you'll give it 2.
I'm not going to give it a 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just keep on the train. You give 2 shares.
I'm going to give it a 3.
I'm fine with that. No, you didn't. You weren't interested by the beginning part. I understand.
Yeah.
But like once it turned itself on, though, I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, this is amazing. I wish that it could have gotten there sooner.
Yeah. But you're glad you watched it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I watched it.
And you'll never look at Big Thunder
So I
Mountain
guess
the same
maybe
way
it should be
again.
3.5. But yeah.
I'm happy with 3. We'll live with that.
Okay.
I'm glad we got a good talk out of this one.
I've gotten so damn cynical. What's going on, you guys?
I think there's a few ways you can do it because if you see, I mean, we're all picking movies that we like, so you're mostly seeing
But even like the good, the weird, and the strange, or the bad and the strange, weird, it's like
good, bad, and weird.
he
Yeah.
gave it a fucking 5.
So good.
And I'm all like 3.
Yeah. Well, some of it too is you're now comparing everything against really good movies,
Right.
and we're picking good stuff.
I guess
And
that is my thing. Is I'm like, ooh, does this really merit that star?
I know. And so for me, I go the other way because I go out to theaters and see almost everything that comes out.
Right.
And so that's why I see so much terrible stuff out there.
Oh, that's true.
Stuff that's good gets higher for me. So like it's
I've
not
avoided
as
a
bad as
lot
bad
of
stuff.
terrible films.
Yeah, and since you've avoided that, now your scale is off. And so when you see a terrible movie, then you're just like 1, but you compare that to one of yours that's a 2 sometimes, and you're like, there's a huge gap there.
Yeah.
So it's fine, but
That's probably true.
and that's one of those things. Like when I was younger, I'd rate things differently, and now I go back on it and do it differently. At different points in your life, you're kind of viewing things differently. But
I don't watch shit anymore.
It's all relative. No, you're too busy.
Too busy to watch shit.
But that's why we do this show. And speaking of watching stuff, next week.
It's me?
Yep, I think so.
Oh, shit. Next week, we can watch a movie that I've been meaning to watch for like fucking ever. Jesus Christ. I think it's just like we've been talking about
Passion of the Christ?
We've been talking about this film for like a year now. But I'm going to pick Equilibrium, a movie I've never seen before.
I've seen it.
I have not seen it.
All right.
You haven't seen it?
I have not seen
Oh,
it.
I thought you did see it.
I'll talk more about it next week, but there's a reason why most people haven't seen this movie. So we'll talk about Equilibrium next week. Thank you all for watching.
I just want to see if
You forgot the other word. Hold on.
Oh.
Wow. Thanks for ruining my wall. Bye.
Bye, have a wonderful time.